Hey everybody, I'm standing here in front of a frankly incredible Lamborghini Centenario with Ralph Fulton, the creative director of Playground Games, to talk about one of my favourite franchises, Forza, and specifically the just announced Forza Horizon 3. Ralph, game looks absolutely incredible. I'm not even joking, I almost cried when you showed that trailer the other day. But let's talk about the big news, right? You're taking the Horizon Festival to Australia. Why did you choose to go down under?
Absolutely, right. So Australia it's this incredible country, right? We all kind of know about it, right? It's vast. We know about the outback. We know it's incredibly beautiful. We know about the beaches. What we really wanted to deliver for our players in this game is diversity, right? We want them to be able to find new, exciting ecotypes, we call them. And Australia has them in bags, right? It's an incredibly diverse country. That's what we found when we really started to research, really started to dig into it. And that's why we've been able to build a world which is twice as diverse as Forza Horizon 2. Like, it has twice as many ecotypes, you know, outback, rainforest, canyons, the wine country of the Yarra Valley, surfer's paradise, so we've got a modern high-rise city in the game for the first time, and of course the beaches of the Gold Coast. It's amazingly diverse, and to fit it all in, our world is twice as big as the one in Forza Horizon 2 as well, right? So that's great as well. There's so much more to explore. We had to build it larger just to fit everything in.
Everything that's amazing about Horizon comes together in Australia. Another thing I love about it is multiplayer and co-op. You showed off 4-player co-op on the stage at the briefing. How are you implementing that in the game, and how important is it for you?
Well, I mean, I'm really excited about this aspect of the game. For me, Horizon is about having fun with your friends, right? You know, that's the essence of it. I think we're delivering on that more than we ever have done before in Forza Horizon 3. And to go right to the top of this, I think it's enabled by Xbox Live, and specifically the cross-play between Xbox One and Windows 10 players, which is happening in Forza for the very first time, right? These two huge communities coming together, and like you say, co-op is a big new feature. It's 4-player campaign co-op, and it just exemplifies that laid-back fun that I was talking about. You know, if you're on Xbox One, you're on Windows 10, it really doesn't matter. If your friends want to play with you, they can, and I think we've really done co-op right. It's easy, you know, not to do it full justice. We didn't want to do that. We've done it right. Everything you can play in the solo game, you can play with your friends in co-op. You can drop in, you can drop out. The game just works around what you want to do, and that's why I think people are going to have so much fun playing that, you know, the depth and the variety of a Horizon campaign with their friends.
Great. One of my favourite things about Horizon is the showcase events. You showed one off the other day. Tell us about some of the new challenges and showcases we'll be able to enjoy in Horizon 3.
Yeah, so showcases are this big signature thing that we've been doing since the first game, and every game we think, okay, how are we going to plus this up? How are we going to make this more spectacular than the last time? And it's getting harder and harder, right? So this time, what we're showing on the show floor is this incredible race where you're in an off-road racing buggy, a Penhall buggy, and you're racing against a Jeep, but the twist is the Jeep is picked up by this huge dual-rotor helicopter and airlifted to the finish line, where it drops the Jeep right at the last minute, and you're trying to keep up all the way, and you're trying to just pivot to the post at the last minute. So it's the most complicated, most spectacular showcase we've ever done, and that's kind of where the bar is now, right? So we have another bunch of showcases in the game, which I'm not going to tell you about today, right? Because there's an element of surprise there as well. Like, players love to see what it is we're doing, you know. But that's where the bar is, and we have to make sure they're as spectacular as the one we're showing on the show floor.
Nice one. Now, I've got a concern that we're both being upstaged by this absolute beast behind us. So why don't we take a little closer look at the cover car of Forza Horizon 3, the Lamborghini Centenario.
When we heard about the Centenario, the 100-year anniversary, we were so excited about this car and thought no better car could be on the cover of Forza Horizon 3 than this one.
The idea was to do something really special, not only this, but be also a showcase of engineering technology.
It's incredible to walk around it and see how the air flows and what they've thought about the exhaust and how that creates downforce behind the wing. And that just fits so well in the Horizon world. There are incredible pieces of technology all throughout this car, and players are going to be able to experience it on the road, but also crawl around the car in Forza Vista and really see how everything moves and works.
Centenario, unfortunately, will be dedicated only to 40 lucky customers, but all the customers of the Forza can really enjoy every detail of the car, every dynamic behavior of this amazing car and to perceive something that is really unique.
Forza Horizon is known for open world exploration. And what better to explore the world in than a hypercar? We've got a new breed of hypercars hitting the world, and seeing Lamborghini take the charge with new technology and an amazing design is so cool, and being able to give that to our players on the cover of Forza Horizon 3 and in the game is just a privilege.
What an absolute beauty. Ralph, tell us more about this partnership you have with Lamborghini.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a great relationship with our friends at Lamborghini. Our friends at Lamborghini is an incredible thing to say, right? Those are words I never thought I'd actually say.
Does that mean you get mates rates? Because I think that's the important thing here.
They're very good to us, yeah. But yeah, so obviously we had the Lamborghini Huracan as the cover car of the last Horizon. This time the Centenario was coming up and they told us about it. So they unveiled it at Geneva in March, but we knew about it well before that. And we're able to show us the plans, we're able to show it as they were starting to build it, so we could start researching it and building it ourselves, because it takes an enormously long time for a car like this to get into Forza. We build it to such exacting specs. Anyway, we got it into the game. They gave us all that access, and I think it's wonderful, right? It's one of the most striking cars you will ever see. It's definitely the hottest supercar of this year, and therefore I think it's a really fitting cover star for our game.
Yeah. But it's not just about supercars, right? You're really introducing some really rugged off-roaders with Horizon 3 as well.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a really wide car list. I mean, first of all, it's much bigger than the last games. We're at more than 350 amazing cars, which is 150 more than Horizon 2 shipped with. So right there, you've got a whole ton of cars, which has allowed us to stretch our legs in different directions, right? So Australia is incredibly rugged. It's incredibly varied terrain, as I've been saying. We've got the vehicles to deal with that terrain, so we're doing a great deal of off-roading. We've got the Penhall buggy. We've got some trophy trucks in there. We have barn finds as well. We have more barn finds than we've ever had before. So there's going to be a lot of excitement finding out those cars. Because we're in Australia, we're also doing our best to represent Australian car culture as well, which is incredibly vibrant, incredibly thriving. Going back to the oldest Holden Ute, we've got the 74 Sandman, which is an amazing car, like really characterful car. So yeah, great variety, like you'd expect from a Horizon game, but more variety than ever before.
Quick last question. You're now in charge of the Forza Horizon Festival. What does that mean?
Right, yeah, we wanted to make you the boss. Last couple of games, you've been a rookie, you start at the bottom, you work your way up. This time we are putting you in charge. You're the boss, you're charged with setting it up in Australia for the very first time. And that comes with a bunch of decision-making power, right? You can make the decisions about when to expand your festival, when to build a new festival, and where around Australia. And it's just kind of a fantasy fulfillment. It's like being in charge, being the boss, making the decisions. It's a cool new way to think about progression and structure in a game. I think players are going to really enjoy it.
Love that. Thank you, Ralph. And of course, you can expect an absolutely incredible soundtrack in Forza Horizon 3 Churches. One of my favourite bands are on there, so that's good news. It is out on Xbox One and Windows 10 PC on September 27th, and you can pre-order it right now.